What is going on, guys? So we just got a look at the updated, actually the dev trailer, and we have quite a bit to talk about. So this video, we're going to be talking about the Iris TSLM and multi-vehicle SAM systems. So Gaijin's added quite a few multi-vehicle SAM systems. This was obviously a dev post made, I believe, yesterday. They released the dev stream this morning, which we just got back from watching, and yeah, some new AA for sure. So the big shocker to me was the addition of the spider, and obviously in the dev trailer, we actually got access, or we saw that we were getting the 9X. But I want to talk about how they're actually going to use the multi-vehicle SAM systems. So really, they talked about how they're going to be able to use them separately, or you're able to, I guess, basically drive. For me, I always thought the radar vehicle would be the separate controlled one, and this wouldn't be your actual player vehicle, but the way they actually have it makes a bit of sense. I think it's going to be very hard to get used to, for me at least, personally. But you actually will control your radar system, and then you'll set up launchers like you set up ammo boxes. I believe they said you get 2 of them. But how do they work exactly? Multi-vehicle SAM systems consist of at least 2 vehicles. A vehicle with a radar for surveillance and fire control, and 1 or more launchers. And it says they can control the vehicles and cycle between them by pressing icons on their hotbar using keybinds while in game. So obviously for something like the Iris TSM you're going to need both vehicles. But the other ones, I believe the Japan one, the Spider, and the Slam Ram, those should all be able to not, be able to use just the launcher, because they all carry IR missiles. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to use things like the 120. Even though I do believe IRL, you could use the Slam Ram without an actual radar system, just by a bore sighting or whatever, ram dogging or whatever it's called, where you just fire the 120 and whatever it sees, it tracks. I don't know if we're going to get that in game or not. But at the start of the battle, players will be able to control a mobile radar vehicle. It's advised to drive this to a hidden position to conceal it from enemy fire. Afterwards, the player can then place launchers nearby utilizing the same mechanic used for placing ammo boxes. Having placed the launcher, the player will then be able to deploy a second one or leave it in reserve in case the already deployed launcher gets destroyed. So this right here, this section right here, this is very important to me because this is actually going to be the big principle of how you actually destroy these vehicles. Because obviously, like they're saying, your launcher, or not your launcher, your fire and control vehicle, your mobile command vehicle, this is what you're playing. So if this gets destroyed, it doesn't destroy this. You don't destroy the system. And this is important to me personally because War Thunder, CAS alone right now is very broken. Things like the KH-38, very broken. But a system like this, players are going to end up, if they destroy the launcher, also needing to look and destroy the command and control vehicle, or just destroy the command and control vehicle. This one system. And then my big question again for Gaijin is, if we have things like the new Japan AA and the Spider and the Slam Ram, which have access to IR missiles, and your radar system gets destroyed, does that destroy you? Like, are you forced? Like, is your launcher vehicle then destroyed? Because technically, you can still use your launcher vehicle without the radar. Or is it basically like getting 2 lives, or are you only, once your radar system's destroyed, you're out? Which is interesting to me. That's all. Because the new Japan AA and the Spider and the Slam Ram, they all have access to IR missiles. They should all be able to. Okay, so yeah, I guess actually it does say right here, multi-vehicle SAM systems will be considered lost when all launchers available to the player are destroyed. Actually, it doesn't really say anything about the radar, though. As we already mentioned, when one of the launchers is destroyed, the player has the option of using the remaining one left in reserve. Maybe it does. To go further, when the radar vehicle is destroyed, then the entire multi-vehicle SAM system is considered lost. Okay. Oh, well. The exception would be vehicles where the launchers can operate independently in real life. So, I mean, I guess that answers questions for me. I should have read before I yapped for a minute, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we'll see in the dev, on the dev server. In conclusion, all of the top-ranked multi-vehicle SAM systems coming to Leviathan's major update each have their own pros and cons. They receive missiles with different types of homing heads, IR or active radar homing, the presence of absence of radio correction, the presence or absence of radio correction on the trajectory course and different zones of destruction. And then they're talking about the IRST SLM, which, if I remember, has a very, very long range, and IRST missiles with an IR, IOG plus data link. So then, I guess this vehicle can also independently operate without the radar. Maybe? Is it IR? I think it is. Today we're introducing one of the first multi-vehicle SAM systems coming to the game, which is the German medium-range IRST SLM. These, yeah, I mean, this one, it'll be nice to see NATO getting new AA. Russia did not get a new AA system. I think this is like the first time new AA have gotten added, and Russia did not get one, which is they have the Panzer, they'll be fine. At the mid-course section, thread guides provided by an inertial navigation system with data link. Upon approaching its intended target, then switches to autonomous target tracking using its IR seeker. So does that just mean it's like not really dodgeable until it gets to close range? If it's just tracking, it was just using navigational systems, and would make it not even use its IR seeker till the last minute. So you couldn't even flare it till point blank range. I'm not sure how this system works, to be completely honest to you guys. But I did want to say one more thing before we end the video. If we're getting systems like this with IRST, are we going to see harms? Are we going to see active radar missiles, active radiation missiles soon? Because systems like this are actually going, it already feels like anti-radiation missiles are going to be outdated. I'm not even going to lie. Because how active radar homing missiles work, they target a radar source. So they would target this vehicle. They would target your radar, your launcher. They wouldn't target this vehicle. And if this is player controlled, all they would have to do is turn off their radar and move. So obviously, or even just shoot it down. Now, of course, more modern missiles like the AGM-88 HARM, like the newest variant of the HARM, which is a high-speed anti-radiation missile for the U.S., it'd be a lot better in this situation. You still would need different weapon systems to take out the launcher, but to take out the radar, which, I mean, is a realistic thing, but I'm just saying, with how mobile these systems are looking to be, just turning off the radar and moving, and that'll beat that'll beat systems. I think the only exception to that is the AGM-88 upgraded, the newest model of the HARM that has the TV seeker or whatever. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. I'm thinking helicopters just became very, very unplayable in top tier. So we'll have to see how this affects helicopter gameplay, because everyone's gonna play these new AA, and I might skip out on some helicopters for a long time. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a later video.